So as a part 2 to our original gun control video, we're now doing a little short segment on the effects that gun control actually has on society. We can start off, I guess, by mentioning the Clinton assault rifle ban. That was a big national ban. More assault rifles and things similar to them were sold during those years than we've seen in a long time.
That is very true.
Yeah. Now we have some statistics here, and that's and we have some charts. We're gonna put them in the corner there. In Washington D.C., they had a handgun ban that was eventually ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. But before it caused the murder rate there. You can see shortly after this ban, the murder rate went up 73%, while the rest of the United States, the murder rate actually went down by 15% as an average. 11%. Chicago had a very similar thing going on. And this is what we see across the board.
Oh yeah, with all these major crime cities, you look at them, all of them have a major correlation of extremely tight gun control. It's not a coincidence.
It's really not. I mean, you can see that D.C. never really recovered completely from these. And Chicago and D.C. never really completely recovered. Now, Florida, what they did was, a lot of states had this. They enacted a right to carry thing, and that allowed people to carry handguns pretty much. And that actually dropped their crime rate, on average, 36%. The U.S., the crime rate went on average down by 15% as murder rate. So that's a pretty significant drop. You can see that when gun control is tightened, and we've been saying this a long time, people tend to not believe us, but we got to show this, that when you start enacting gun control, crime rates go up, and when you start cutting gun control, crime rates go down. They are directly proportional.
Gun-related deaths in the U.S. are actually extremely low compared to almost anything else that you can think of. I mean, when it comes to even just accidents, guns are on the far, far, far downside of the chart. I mean, the only thing behind it, I think, is like bicycle accidents.
Which is pretty funny.
And one other extremely stupid, insignificant thing.
I mean, we can see in the statistics that the fatal accidents from firearms are actually lower than cars, poison, falling, okay? People die more from accidentally falling than they do from gun-related things. Suffocation, drowning, burning, machinery. I mean, there's a whole list of things that just, I mean, you can look at the charts. I mean, you have all these other things, especially cars, are just at the top, and firearms are almost gone. The accidents are so low. I mean,
it's a very small amount of the deaths in this country are actually related to firearms in any way. And even when you compare the just deaths, not accidents, of cars, you compare the deaths of cars to the deaths of guns, the deaths that cars cause are an exponential amount higher than the deaths that guns cause. And guns save more people than cars.
Yeah. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe it was around 7,000 lives a day that are saved due to the presence of a gun.
Yes.
Doesn't even need to be fired. Does not even need to be fired. Just pull a gun out, people start getting straight.
I think, what's the statistic? 5,000 people a year are killed by guns, and that is including suicides and accidents, which take up a majority of that 5,000. So I think it's clear that gun control doesn't work, and in a society, guns can only do good.
This is why when we watch the debates and we see Obama say, I think we should put an assault rifle ban, the first thing that hits my mind is, okay, so you're going to raise crime, and you're going to be selling more assault rifles and similar weapons than we've seen since Clinton.
Yeah.
I mean,
Clinton's assault bans don't work. I
they
mean,
don't.
Clinton's ban didn't work. One way or the other.
It's the same thing
during
with
Clinton's ban. Crime stayed on its trend.
It did.
Nothing went one way or the other. All it did was tick off people like me and him.
Exactly.
So $30 magazine now costs $100. I mean, that's the only thing it did.
I mean, what you're looking at, especially with these magazine capacity things, where it's like, well, instead of getting, your 30-round mag, you get a 10-round mag. Well, what happens there? The law-abiding citizens are now angry, and the criminal goes, okay, I didn't listen to the fact that I can't kill these people, I'm going to listen to this? No, I'm not. I'm going to keep grabbing 30-round magazines and 100-round magazines where I can find it. You can grab a Betamax somewhere.
Exactly.
They don't care. You can, you might as well just walk up to them and say, no more crime. They're not going to listen. They don't listen to anything. They're criminals.